or a Reiki star cluster of healing stones from Panhandle Meditation Clinic. Schedule a solo or couple session, plus a Christmas getaway massage party with friends, now available at Panhandle Meditation Clinic. Use their mobile services or book your cosmic experience in the Youngstown studio at panhandlemeditation.com.
Hello, Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Hello, Tracy. It's Santa. I'm so busy this year, I really could use your help.
Absolutely, Santa. I'm happy to help.
This year, I want to make sure everyone gets what they ask for, and I know Tracy's Fine Jewelry has the largest selection at the lowest prices.
We sure do, Santa. We have some of the hottest trending styles around, and our cases are packed full of great deals.
Ho, 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 Tracy. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Folks, shop where Santa shops at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WPLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Time it is. It's time for the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We made it to Friday. We are here live, local, and worldwide. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, no problem. You can be. 850-215-6290. We're excited. This is Friday, and you know what Friday means here. We've got another Christmas prize pack to give away today. We're going to give it today at about 5:20, so you need to stay logged in. You say, what's in the prize pack? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to tell you right now. $25 Lone Star Boil House gift card, Anytime Fitness, free membership for 30 days, Jersey Mike's gift certificate for 4, that boot store gift card, 12-pack of Buffalo Rock of your choice, $10 Golf Plus, and Recommended Collision Center $100 voucher for any of their services, and that includes a good old buff and get your scratches out. So everybody needs some of this. So we're going to have a great time as well. So either way, on Friday, like always, I got Bone Crusher in the building. Bone Crusher, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I met one of the winners today, Holly. She had backed into her own garage and is on her way to Recommended.
That's what I'm talking about. Gonna get that taken care of. We've got a surprise for everybody today. If you're a Florida Gator fan, you need to listen up. We are going to the Red 70s phone line. We've got our friend, Netflix star, national champion from the University of Florida, Stephen Harris, on the line. Stephen, how you doing today, my friend?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Thank you for the honors, man. It's a blessing, brother.
Yes, sir. And you know what I did not do, Stephen, and I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm sorry for not calling him our local green thumb expert as well.
I do a little bit, man. I do a little bit. I'm trying it. It's going well, though. It's going well.
That's what I'm talking about. And don't forget, now, when you get to come to Panama City Beach and visit us here, whether you're going on vacation or whatever, you better bring some vittles with you, because we'll take you out and take you to some good restaurants. And but we want some of those vittles.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got a nice, I don't know if you're a hot pepper fan, but I got a nice vinegar pepper sauce that I'm making with these peppers I got, so I got one for you.
Oh, yes, we're in on all of that for sure. Well, Stephen, we got to talk about it, my man. We've been discussing it all week long, and, you know, you can only read so much online before you don't know what's cloudy or what's true. And I know you've got the pulse on the Florida Gators. You know what's going on. Tell us what is going on with this whole, and I hate to say it this way, this little bit of a free fall that's happening with this transfer portal with the Gators.
Yeah, you know, it's that time of year again. Something that I wasn't a fan of when it first started with the whole NIL transfer portal thing. But now I come to understand it, especially as a former player. You know, you want to pay for the patch and pay for the logo, and the Gator brand is so great to me. But I understand it now. And it's to be expected, especially with the year that we had. We didn't perform nowhere nearly as good as we thought we should have or could have. And so you expect a lot of people to enter the portal. Some by their own volition, them wanting to go test the waters, looking for more playing time. And then some guys, you know, unfortunately are not asked. I mean, I won't say not asked to come back, but you can kind of read the writing on the wall that, hey, they want to go another direction, whether it's they're asking you to take a pay cut or they just flat out telling you, hey, playing time is going to be limited here, and you might want to start trying to find another place to go. So that's where we at with it. And it's a lot of players, you know, you get to know them and you feel bad, and you know, like DJ and Tank and all those guys. But it's for the betterment of the program and for them as well. So I'm okay with it right now.
Let me ask you this. This is something that, for me, that I'm not trying to act as though I'm smart, but it's kind of shocking to me. We know that Coach Summerall is a defensive-minded coach, and what we're seeing is a lot of offensive players in the portal more than the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
Should Gator fans be alarmed at that, or are we letting this, as some people would call it, let this cake bake?
You definitely let the cake bake, but I wouldn't be alarmed at all, especially with the way our defense performed this year.
Yes.
Without having a counterpart in the offense to help them. That says a lot about the type of guys we had on this team and the tenacity that they played with. For me, defense played elite this year.
Yes.
We had some wrinkles, some spots that wasn't as great, but if you can get a complementary offense to offset that, keep these guys off the field, get them more rest, and develop the depth that we have and the young talent, defense is going to be fine. So with nobody leaving from the defense, well, I'm not saying nobody, but with not that many key people leaving, that's a good sign. And with Summerall having that defensive mind, and the coach that he's bringing in to help enforce that, says a lot about what we got going. Then Chapman stayed. They retained Chapman. He ended up getting a raise, came out today. They named him the assistant head coach as well as the D-line coach, which is great. I love him. It's fantastic. But on the offensive side of the ball, we saw what it was. And changes needed to be made. And then we're bringing in a whole nother offensive mind who has different plans for where he sees this offense going. We want to get the ball in playmaking hands. We want to score a lot of points. And so that's going to cause for you to rearrange that roster. And some guys who were here just won't have a role when the new guy comes.
So let me ask you this as well to keep, and I hate these negative questions if it is.
It's not negative.
So does it scare you when you have someone coming out of a different conference and they haven't been in the SEC? Because obviously coming from Brent Key was at Alabama, and then he brought in his offensive coordinator, and now you're bringing him in to be the coordinator, and seeing how Haynes King at Georgia Tech operated, obviously a lot of the Florida faithful, a lot of the Florida fans I'm reading online and hearing what they're saying, and they're just saying, well, he just played to his strengths, but the offense is going to be open. So I guess that's a two-part question. Are you a little bit scared, or does it give you any kind of concern that he's not an SEC guy? And then the second part being, the way they used Haynes King? Is it going to only be, a place where you got to have a Cam Newton-style quarterback that can run and throw?
No, I'm not worried about that at all. And like you said before, Buster Faulkner, he's a great offensive coordinator, and he knows how to adapt. And so the Haynes King situation for him and his offense, if you look at places he's been before, he opens it up. And so he knows how to use the pieces that we have in place. And it's kind of like some of the things people wish Billy had done. You want to try to run a certain offense, but if you don't have those pieces, you have to be able to adjust because you still have to win games. You don't have 2, 3, 4 years to try to develop this one thing to work. You can develop that along the way, but you need to have wrinkles in there to where you're going to utilize what you have on the team to the best of its ability, kind of like Urban Meyer did when he first got here in 2005. He didn't have the type of quarterback he wanted to run his offense. He realized that he needed to get a fullback. He converts Billy Lasco from linebacker to fullback to help in some of the blocking schemes and then get his spread thing going. And then the years after that, it was a totally different offense. No more Billy Lasco. You got Trey Burton running little supple pass and all kind of crazy offenses going. And so you have to be able to adjust. And I think, I know that's what Buster Faulkner brings. And you don't become one of the best offensive coordinators in college football by having one particular style of quarterback.
Right.
That just doesn't happen. And so I'm not worried about that at all. Congratulations to Haynes King for being able to perform in that offense and Faulkner to make the adjustments to allow him to succeed in it. And I believe he'll do the same, but more at Florida here because of the talent you get to give.
Yeah, well, thank you for answering that because that helps, I'm sure. Let me ask you this. I know you discussed it earlier when you first started talking about it. You mentioned DJ Lagway. So let's talk about it for a moment. There's a lot of rumors, and I understand that, people can say what they want. Have you heard anything different that expresses, because it's hard for me, you're a 5-star quarterback. Obviously, you've been the face of the franchise for the last 2 years. But the way it's sounding online and a lot of the people that are talking is that they're saying that he's shying away from competition. And I just have a hard time with that. And I do. I have a hard time with that. And so is any of that stuff true, or is it money, or is it just, a new start, or did, Coach Summerall want to go in a different direction? What can we believe, or what have we to believe here?
I'll tell you this. It has nothing to do with competition purely. DJ is a competitive. He wants to compete. He wanted to be at Florida. He know what we've done in the past, and he wanted to be the guy to bring us back to that glory. But you have to, with this new NIL and transfer, you get to look at your career and see where it's going. And right now, it wasn't in a great spot for DJ. And then on top of that, you got a new head coach in Summerall who, at Florida, the leash is short. You don't get to come in and think you got this amount of years to get this thing going. And so for him, looking at Lagway, his progression, he took a decline. He was out. He missed the spring. He missed most of fall camp. I think he came back 2 weeks before the season started. And to play in the SEC. And then you see some of the mechanic flaws and the stuff that he was missing. Summerall can't lean his hat on that. And then knowing I'm bringing in a whole nother offensive coordinator, I need to get someone who's going to be up to speed. And if DJ's going to stay here, I need someone that's going to be able to truly push him to make sure that he's up to speed. And if he's not, I need to be able to go with the other guy that I'm bringing in that's up to speed because I don't have time to play around. And so that's kind of the situation. And so DJ is looking at that and saying, okay, well, if they bring in somebody and they're up to speed and I can't catch on, they already know the offense, they're already familiar with some of the things this coach wants to do, then it kind of puts him behind the 8 ball. He's going into his junior year. So you really have to make a business decision about your future on what you're going to do. It would be great for him to stay, but I think he's making the right choice and trying to have a fresh start somewhere else with guys who want him coming in the door versus guys who are coming in the door and looking for someone that's going to be able to get their thing going right away. And so I think he made the right choice, because with the way Florida is, we don't have time for mistakes. And let's say he stayed and he was the starter and they still started out slow, Florida fan base will crucify him.
Yeah,
they already started the train this year, and I was one of those guys that try to give him leeway, but I could just see it. It was just glaring that he wasn't fully there. And so you can't hang your hat on that as a new coach going into the next year. You have to bring somebody in to push him. And then even at that, the amount of funds he was but we were giving him, taking as far as towards the roster, you can't. And with Jaden Ball trying to come back and DJ, someone has to take a pay cut. And It's not fair for Ball for what he's done. I want to see him go into the Ring of Honor. I want to see him do a lot of stuff and stay here. So if anybody was going to take a pay cut who was getting paid a lot, it would have to be someone who didn't perform up to the standard. And not that it's totally his fault, but that's just the game.
Yeah, that's how it's set up. We're talking with Stephen Harris, Netflix star, national champion, and pepper connoisseur. The thing that you mentioned now, which is the hottest topic for the Florida Gators right now, is definitely Jaden Ball. And knowing that the money line is already out there, that Georgia, that Ohio State, these top teams are lurking in the shadows. Texas has got people, getting their feelers out because, there's just no way to stop this stuff. Everybody's got social media. Everybody's got an aunt, an uncle, a brother, a cousin, a somebody in the family that can get a word to you if you need be. How does this affect everything right now with the way Summerall is prepping and getting ready for his weekend game against Ole Miss? Is this a big problem with him staying on to coach? I mean, does this really affect this? Because being able to see him face to face, even though I know it's the holiday season and they're probably already off and with their families, is it really a big time struggle to you that Coach Summerall stayed on with Tulane and stayed coaching instead of being right there in Gainesville?
No, not at all. Actually, it's quite refreshing in a sense to me. I know it's a busy time with recruiting and trying to retain your players, but we hired a great GM who's going to crunch the numbers. But Summerall, as a person, his attitude and how he carries himself speaks louder than him even being around you. Just the way he's handled this situation and having the freedom to work both teams. And I think it's refreshing to see that a coach didn't just bail on his guys that he helped get to where they're at. Obviously, they helped him a lot. They believe in him a lot to get there. So it's just refreshing for him to be able to do that. And if I was on the team, on the Gators team, I would love the opportunity to see him continuing to coach and seeing how he operates on the sideline and watch it as a fan or just looking at it like saying, man, that's my coach that's coming in, watching how he carries himself. And I think in recruiting, it says a lot to parents that this guy is for the kids. Yes, he has a job to do, but he believes in these kids and he's not leaving them out to dry. And I think that speaks a lot as far as recruiting. But as far as Jaden Ball, there's really nothing to be said. Of course, there's numbers to be crunched, but everybody's going to have a consensus. Some may want to throw a little more. But I think the type of person he is, and I hope I'm not wrong, but his character, he wants to be legendary. He wants to be great. And you can only get so many chances in life to do that where you get to be remembered for a lifetime at a specific place. And that's where he's at right now. He's in this moment now. No matter if he was to leave and go somewhere else and perform well, the window, they will love him, but he won't go down as a great at that school. Right. He's going to be known, but he's not going to go down as a great at that school because it started at Florida. So for him, he has 1 year left, basically. Yeah. So not saying the best thing, but in my opinion, you finish it at Florida, you go out a great, but I know one thing for me that I would be wanting to solidify with Summerall is just to talk, hey, I know we have a new offensive coordinator. What are my carries going to be like? Yeah. And I know you can't guarantee me the carries, But if you're saying, no, listen, we really want you here, we're going to lean on you because you with a solid run game, it opens up the pass. We need that. We already know what you offer here, and we want to help guarantee that you're going to make these things happen, that you're going to possibly be in the Ring of Honor one day, or, be an All-American this year, or, we want to do what we can to help you on your way out because you're going to help us tremendously.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then we can't not talk about Dallas Wilson. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
with how, I was explaining to the people, when you have a healthy Dallas Wilson on the field,
oh, yeah,
he possibly every single game that they're playing, he's the best athlete on the field as far as,
sure.
you know what I mean? And so he's a game changer, and he's the other guy that I feel like they have to do everything they can to keep him. Have you heard anything about him? Because I know Jaden Ball's got most of the, stuff, but have you heard anything about Wilson?
I haven't heard anything specifically about him, just because he had the injury and we didn't get to see all the things he has to offer this year. And so I think that kind of calmed the noise from other teams because he still has to do the rehab. He still has to get up to speed. And I think him going through that with Florida allows us the best chance to be able to truly reveal him. And I believe from being from Florida, he wants to be revealed as a Gator. He wants his coming out party to be as a Gator. I'm sure he's looking at Vernell. And I know they were in high competition before the season of who was going to be that guy. Unfortunately, injuries happened. And the breakout game that he had was just amazing. And just Vernell and Dallas, their relationship, I watched them. They're all on social media together. They're always doing everything together. I believe that these two guys really want to play together because it complements their game.
Good.
You can put Vernell inside. He could be the number 2, or he can go to the slot or whatever and have Dallas on the outside. It definitely is kind of a pick your poison thing, especially if you got Ball in the backfield. So I think for Dallas, he's looking at it and saying, okay, we got the offensive coordinator of the year coming in. Even just learning under him and having that tutelage of him is greater than me just leaving and going somewhere else. You don't leave from the best offensive coordinator and don't want to, try to glean some wisdom or knowledge from him as far as the game goes. And so I think the injury, unfortunately, kind of helped us out in this situation.
Yeah.
Because there was a whole lot of money that needs to go around. And I think Dallas is okay knowing that you've proven yourself, but we still want to see you.
Right. Yeah,
and he still want to show us. He still wants to show us. So I think that's great. I think he posts something like, you can't stop what God has for you. And I he's just thinking about his year and how great it would have been. But at the same time, he got a chance to get another year. I think he still was able to take his red shirt.
Yes. I
And
think so.
that extended his career. So it's no rush for him to bounce around and try to test the waters. Your first stop was here. You haven't had a true season. Let's get us a true season. And we know you're going to do what you need to do. And we'll be having to retain you like Ball next year.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, we appreciate you coming on with us today. You've been phenomenal. You answered a lot of the questions that I needed to know because, honestly, I had all of these questions going on, and we have been talking about it, and we appreciate you coming on. Now, let me ask you this. We've got the game tonight, Alabama, Oklahoma. Who you got?
I told you I'll go with you. I can't say it, but I'm going to go with those guys.
The ones that starts with an A? The A and ends with an A, I guess? Yes.
It almost rhymes with guys, something like that.
Yes. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for being a friend of the show. And, man, we'll definitely touch base with you later on, especially after all these, the portal opens up, if that's okay.
No problem. And if you don't mind, I just want to give a shout-out to my guys at High Top. I do a podcast. I have a Monday Night Champs Corner segment on YouTube with High Top Sports. So shout out to my guy Sheldon, my guy Dave, my guy Professor. Those are all my guys on High Top Sports. Just want to show them some love.
Absolutely. Every single time. That is not a problem at all. We will definitely do that. Well, we appreciate it. Stephen Harris, everybody. Big time star. Yes, sir. Have a good one, man. We'll talk to you later. And when we come back, we've got a local celebrity, I'd like to call him, in the building. You can't wait to see this guy. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 studio line. Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Friday. Clear skies the rest of the day with a gentle breeze out of the north at 11 miles per hour and look for it to be 62. Tonight there will be clear skies with the temperature reaching 43. Sunny tomorrow with a wind around 7 miles per hour and the high of 63. Sunday will have a high of 68 and sunshine. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Keep the adventure going this holiday season in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia during the Season of New Tradition sales event. Bill Bird Kia is now offering 0.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or a new 25 Kia Telluride. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Countdown to savings is going on now. Celebrate the season in style and drive away in a new Kia today. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or VIN-specific new 2025 Telluride with $1,705 per month per $1,000 financed at 60 months. Quantities limited. $1,000 APR bonus is applied as down payment and no cash value cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 1/2/26.
Take this Christmas to the next level and give the gift of profound tranquility with a virtual reality bodywork relaxing massage, new modality therapy, or a Reiki star cluster of healing stones from Panhandle Meditation Clinic. Schedule a solo or couple session, plus a Christmas getaway massage party with friends, now available at Panhandle Meditation Clinic. Use their mobile services or book your cosmic experience in the Youngstown studio at PanhandleMeditation.com.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
To the rack. Layup good and one. Up for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it. To the rack. And dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN.
Northwest Florida.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. Now back to the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are live and local in the CBC Construction Studio, the expert in civil construction right here in the Panhandle. If you want to call in, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be. You can call in at 850-215-6290 on the Red 17's phone line. Don't forget tonight, Alabama versus Oklahoma right here after the show, 6:30. Don't forget that. And also, don't forget, around 5:20 in that segment, we're going to give away the Christmas prize pack for today, and you don't want to miss it. I do want to tell you what's on it, just so you know. A gift card, Lone Star Boyle House, Anytime Fitness, Jersey Mike's, That Boot Store, a 12-pack of Buffalo Rock of your choice, a $10 Gulf Plus, and don't forget the Recommended Collision Center $100 voucher as well. A beautiful, big prize pack right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. I am blessed and very, very lucky to have in the studio, that's right, the local legend, Drew Pollard. Now, Drew is the man. And you say, why do you call him the man? Maybe some of you know Drew, and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't know we were around celebrity status, but we are. Drew, thanks for being on the show, my man.
Thanks for having me.
I'll tell you this. So I ran across what you do during the Christmas season.
Yes, sir.
And I just said to myself, I've got to have this guy on. I've got to talk to him. And so I'm calling you the local Santa Claus, all right? And no white beard, no red suit, but just getting it done. Tell us maybe the origin of all of this and what kind of started all this for what you guys do.
Well, it started as a grand opening for my business. I bought a new office and started as a grand opening, and we had a big party there at my office, and we had a bunch of people there. So I was like, man, let's start turning to this every year type thing. And I was like, let's everybody get together, let's bring gifts. You know, because we always would sponsor a couple kids every Christmas in the school board or for the school system and stuff. And I was like, let's just do this and make it huge. And it started with just a folding table full of toys one year, and for the last 5 years, this year was just unbelievable.
Wow, you've done 5 years of this.
5 years.
And that's crazy, incredible. And I'm telling you, if you get an opportunity to go on and look at what it is, and we'll share it as well, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning is the business. They're not a sponsor yet, but we'll say it on the air. And so how many schools are you impacting by taking these toys?
This year we did 9 schools, close to 1,000 kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was mainly, I do only elementary schools because those are the kids close to my heart, you know. Mm-hmm. So 5th grade down is really our forte. We do some older kids if they're requested through the school system. But my wife, she gets in touch with all the guidance counselors, you know, basically on the east side of the bridge, you know, in town. And then we'll get wish list. Basically, they give a kid a piece of paper with a wish list, and it says what I want, what I need, and they put on there a bike, a scooter, a baby doll, blankets, pillows, you know. And when you see a kid putting that on a wish list for Christmas, he wants a pillow and a blanket, or she does,
wow, you
know, or just a baby doll, that really hits home, you know. There's kids out there that don't have really nothing, you know.
Yeah, and that's so special, and doing it around this time of the year just adds to it too. And so how many bikes, because it looked like you were ready to open a bike store. You had so many bikes.
Yeah. We had over 80 bikes this year.
Oh, wow.
So, and we had close to that many scooters.
Oh, man.
But we literally, Stephen, he was to help me this year, Stephen Clements, and we had his trailer. It was probably like a 24-foot enclosed trailer. And when we went to Waller, we took that's kind of where it started, was Waller. Mm-hmm. And when we take them, basically everything we have left, and every kid at Waller Elementary School this year got a gift.
Oh, wow.
From us, yep.
That's crazy.
So what she does, Miss Gina, the principal there, she'll put it all in the library or a big room, and she'll start with kindergarten, and they walk through and basically have like all set out, and they just pick one gift. There's over 400 kids at Waller.
Oh, man. So, and every single kid that walks through the library gets a gift.
It's a gift.
That's fantastic,
It was awesome, man.
You know, and that's what's so special about it, is like you said, is to hear the items that they ask for and that we all normally just take as a normal way of life.
Yeah, you just take it for granted.
Yeah.
You know?
And with you doing that means so much to that community. And then you said 9 schools.
Yeah, 9 schools this year.
And even like, what's crazy is I saw like some flat screen TVs too.
Yeah. And so basically I have this big party. Is what I have. This year we had Jeff Bates, the country music singer. He came and sang at it. We do a big shrimp bowl. I had a buddy of mine do a bunch of barbecue. We get, desserts and stuff like that. And Gulf Coast Air Conditioning buys all that.
Wow.
Okay. And so we put this on, and the way to get to the party is bring a gift. And literally there's different businesses. I don't know if they want me to say their names, but they'll bring trailer loads of stuff.
Wow.
And help support me do this. And it's not just me. Like you can see on my Facebook, I clearly say, hey, my name's on it, but I couldn't do this without everybody that helps me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we probably had $25,000 worth of toys this year.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and that's what it's about. It's not about you. It's not about the people, but it's about a community coming together and making some, not just someone, but hundreds, or you said thousands of kids, holiday, Christmas, come true, because they don't have that, and they get a brand, and I'm sure you do. I remember the bike that I got when I was a kid. I remember it was brown. I mean, it was the one I wanted, and it was a brown. It was, and I rode that thing all day long, and that's one of those gifts that I'll never forget.
Never forget it.
And that's what's so big about this.
And a lot of it, when I was coming up, my mom died when I was really young. I was 3 years old when she died. And my grandfather adopted me and raised me. My grandfather worked 7 days a week to provide for me. My grandma died 3 months before my mom died. So it was just me and my pops. And he was a manager of Walmart and a volunteer firefighter, fire chief. And, I mean, he devoted his life to his community.
Yeah.
And he taught me that. So I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to do something to give back. And kids, I mean, you can't go wrong giving back to kids.
No.
They don't have a choice. They're dealt with what they're dealt with at home. So just being able to do that and start that, and just know that people that give to me to help me with this, all these toys are right here in Bay County. Like they don't leave the county.
Yeah.
And it helps that it goes through the guidance counselors at their school, because the schools know they know who needs the toys.
Yeah, and see, you buy it in the community, you field it to the community, and then everybody comes together. And there's just something about when people come together for the good of the community that they live in. And the thing is what's awesome is you've got kids, you've got your own kids, and you're not. Your kids don't they get their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys are doing that too. And no doubt, I guarantee you, I haven't asked you, and we haven't talked before this about it. I bet your kids help too, don't they?
They do. I took both my kids. We got a big donation from a local business, and we went to Walmart, and I took my kid. I always take my kids with me. Steven went with me. He took his kids, and we filled 11 shopping carts at Walmart. It was about $7,500 worth of toys.
Wow.
So and they helped, we let them pick out what they would want. Of course, they picked out the expensive stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, so it helps for them to see, like, hey, there is less fortunate.
Yes.
Out there. So.
And the Stephen that you're talking about, just so everybody knows, Stephen Clements, CBC Construction he's the owner of CBC Construction who sponsors this studio. So it's just kind of full circle right here. So you're on year number 5, and it sounds like I'm getting an invite next year, because I'm definitely going to be a part of that.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're going to need a bigger building, because I saw the building that you have, and it was cram full.
So it didn't rain for like 3 months, and
right.
And then the night of the party, it decides he wants to, Noah wants to let it go, and it's going to flood. So I talked to a guy that has a tent company, and he said, what you're doing, I'll give you half off. I'll donate half if you pay for half. And so we had a 20 by 80 tent put up, and because I just knew it was going to rain.
Yeah.
And it did rain some, but it wasn't bad. And I advertised that very well, like, hey, it's dry. Come.
Yeah.
Because I'm counting on y'all to come,
Right.
And they showed up. I mean, it was probably 150, 200 people there. It was unbelievable.
And you know what? It's remarkable, fantastic what you guys are doing. And, I'm okay with it if you want to name some businesses that really stepped up and helped out. Let's do that.
Well, Bill's Transmission, Brandon Hill.
Yep.
He's helped me for the last few years with this. He owns Emerald Coast Auto.
Yep.
Things like that. CNG Sporting Goods, Disposal Depot, Joe Gomez, a lot of those guys that, they don't really ask for recognition.
Right.
They've really been on board because they take their kids, and go shopping. I mean, Josh Petty's wife, they unloaded a big trailer and we were talking and she's crying.
Yeah.
She's in tears, just seeing what's happening, and it's really awesome.
Yeah. And just being able to do it the right way. You know what I mean? Like, and not to say that there's not other organizations or anything like that, but I love how you're going to the schools, you're talking to the people that see these kids every single day. They know their family situations, and being able to do that. And that last part about it all that kind of just hooks me even deeper is that what you guys are doing, and all of the business owners that are coming together and all the people that are coming together that have their children, they're teaching them to do the right thing when they get older or when they get to be adults. And that's what's commendable too, is that you're raising your children the right way about how to be a giver.
Well, look, I mean, I know it just happened yesterday, but Greg Biffle, he passed away with his family in the plane. Greg Biffle was a humanitarian. Like he lived to give back.
Right.
And that's the way people are remembering him. And it's just beautiful that he was able to do that. But that's my biggest thing is like, hey, I want to give back. I'm able to. I was once a kid that needed stuff. And I'm glad I'm in a place now where I can give, and that's what I continue to do.
That's exactly right. Well, we are bumped up against the break. Now this morning, let's tell the hunting people out there that are listening right now, how big of a deer did you kill today?
I killed a big 9-point this morning.
Big old 9-point. Do you know the spread on it?
It was about 16 inches wide. So I killed him at my farm. I had some PTO time left, so I took a little.
Bet you did.
It took a half day, and I've been chasing this deer all year, and I finally got him in my sight.
So you do all the stuff. You got all the feeders. You got all the cameras. It's stinging you all during the day. So he's been playing a little cat and mouse with you, and you finally got him.
Yeah, we had a baseball tournament last Saturday, and of course I played base. We had the tournament, and that big buck was in the daylight. And Steven, he's been haunting me about it, so I had to get it for him.
There you go. Well, Drew, thank you so much. Gulf Coast Air Conditioning is his business, and how would someone next year be able to be a part of this?
So I would recommend following me on Facebook. That's where I put everything out. I started a foundation this year called the HTP Foundation. Helping the People is what it stands for. So it's a nonprofit. So I did that so I could get corporations and businesses to get tax breaks to donate to me, and I can help the community. So follow me on that. Come by my office, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning right there in Southport. So, I mean, just be on the lookout, and it'll be December 5th next year.
December 5th. Yep. So it'll be right around the
first Saturday of December every year.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Drew Pollard, everybody, thank you so much, Drew, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And when we come back, we are going to dive into this weekend. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Round 1 of the college football playoffs starts tonight with the Alabama Crimson Tide facing the Oklahoma Sooners.
There's an interception. Down the sideline, he may go. Touchdown, Eli Bowen.
Alabama comes in favored by 1.5 points against Oklahoma.
And kickoff coming up at 7.
Right here on your spot for the college football playoffs.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northwest Florida is asking men to step up. So many boys are in need of a positive role model. If you can spend a little time each month doing something simple like tossing a football or grabbing lunch, you can change a life. Call 850-433-KIDS or visit BeTheBig.org to become a Big Brother today.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Brian Bosworth, what makes the Oklahoma defense so difficult to deal with?
They're relentless. They are aggressive. They want to attack. They penetrate and force the offense to make moves on their side of the ball. That, along with the fact that we have got tremendous depth.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz. 100% live and local from the CDC Construction Studios. When the sun sets on the Emerald Coast, the freaks come out and play.
Hi, I'm a recovering crackhead.
Hand me that shotgun. Get on your knees!
The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your place to win the Christmas prize pack today is at 520. Don't forget, we will be giving that away. Plethora of things to shoot for on this Friday. Don't forget tonight, Alabama versus Oklahoma, 6:30. We're going to be excited about it and pumped up. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be. You can call in 850-215-6290. We are going to go to the phone line. We've got somebody on the phone. I think he might be somebody we know. Who's on the phone line?
This is LSU, Jeff.
Jeffrey. How you doing today, Jeffrey?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm over in Jacksonville, Florida now.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad. Did you go see the fort in St. Augustine? Did you see the ruins and all the things over there?
I did see the fort, went all through the old town and everything, saw some things I didn't see the first time I've been over there, so it was definitely a successful thing. I think people don't realize how good of a town St. Augustine is to just go there for a couple of days.
Play the music. Oh, man. When Jeffrey starts talking about stuff like that, we start playing the music. So either way, I think it's a great thing.
Did he go to a library on vacation?
I think so. He probably did. Jeffrey, did you look at any art? Did you see any art while you were there?
Believe it or not, I did dip into one store that had artwork, and the guy was 41 years an artist. He mentors other artists. And he had his own gallery where he shows off all the other people's artwork also in addition to his own. I got his card, and it was pretty interesting. And he's right there in the old art district right there in St. Augustine.
Well, that's fantastic. All right. Yeah. That's Bone Crusher doing that for you. So there you go. So either way, we've got in the studio with us AJ, a Florida fan to the fullest. He's dressed from top to bottom with the Gator gear. How you doing today, AJ?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Appreciate you having us in.
Yes, sir. That's great. And we got Ty, our only Michigan fan in the state of Florida. He's live right here with us. Ty, how you doing today, my friend?
Pretty good, man. How's it going?
We're doing fantastic. We're pumped up. So now we're going to go into the Florida part first. We'll talk about Michigan at the top of the hour. Now, we had former BCS champion, Netflix star Stephen Harris on at the beginning. And, Jeffrey, you just chime in when you want to as well, because he said some interesting things. And AJ, when you look at how all of this has started happening. I've been calling it a free fall. He said it wasn't necessarily that to him, but a lot of these players, this is the question I kind of went with, is that with a lot of these players being offensive players, does it scare you as a fan knowing that Summerall is a defensive guy and then bringing in a new guy at the offensive coordinator position?
Yeah, I think it was to be expected. So for me personally, I'd like to retain as much as we can, but at the end of the day, I just tell myself this team was 4-8. Right. And some of that I do think was the leadership and getting the best out of these players. I think the roster was always talented. I think that's why most fans are like, keep as much as we can.
Yeah.
But no, I also you got to look at Tulane last year with John Summerall. I mean, his team was gutted to the portal. And, yeah, he got him back in a conference championship and in a college football playoff this year.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of banking on that. I think that's where I'm kind of building my confidence that, he can come in here and maneuver through the portal and put a good team on the field.
Jeffrey, what do you think about that? Because you were the one that kept saying exactly what AJ just said, because we hadn't heard that before, but by you, that what are we talking about? A team that was 4-8. How does that make you feel that it kind of, that kind of makes sense? 4-8. Why do you need to keep everybody?
Well, I will have to say one thing. On the defensive end, which was the strongest part of the team, there are some people going to be going to the draft.
Yeah.
That's all. Actually, I don't want to say that now. Losing Ball is huge, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But defensive guys will not really leave so much through the portal as they will go through the draft. And I think they will actually garner attention and be drafted. But, I'm not sounding an alarm because it's a 4-8 team and they could not score. They're inept on offense. But the defense is where the strength is. And, again, we can always revisit it. Some people said that they were second hardest schedule in the nation, and South Florida, who normally would be a weaker opponent, was not.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and when you look at that schedule, and obviously we've talked about how the schedule at the beginning of the season, it might sound very hard, but depending on how the season kind of, rolls, it could get a little bit easier. But having those out-of-conference games that are tough, I mean, knowing that Florida State, had they played Florida State at the beginning of the year, would have been a different story of Florida State. But they played Florida State at the end of the year and was able to dominate them in that. And so, it was a good sign hearing, and I know it probably, if you didn't hear it, you could go back and listen to it, AJ, but if you heard what he said, that he feels very, very comfortable that Jaden Ball looks like he's going to stay because he wants to get in that Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Jaden Ball, that's the one I think all Gator fans right now are like, hey, we got to make sure we secure this guy. You want to see a fan base kind of lose it a little bit, let Jaden Ball walk out the door. But, here's what I would say, and it's kind of my thought is, the money right now that they're talking, I think, Texas is offering them $1.5 million.
1.5, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, that's on a running back, and don't get me wrong, Jaden Ball's a different running back. I'm not trying to downplay that, but let's put some of that money in the trenches,
yeah.
Right? Like get some O-line dudes, get some D linemen, in the portal. We already got a dang good defense, I think, but that O-line was supposed to be a lot better than they were last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And I want to keep Ball. I'm not saying I don't, but I would love to see us keep him and build that O-line for sure.
Yeah, well, Jeffrey, I don't know if you heard this too, and AJ, here's another one that he said, and look, Ty, I get it. We're waiting. We're anticipating.
It's okay.
What you got to say about Michigan, but everybody is talking about Jaden Ball, but there's a guy by the name of Dallas Wilson that possibly could be the best athlete he's the Jeremiah Smith SEC version with Florida, and he's hurt. And so he's still getting treatment with the Florida program. And Stevens' words were, that almost is a blessing because he's staying with the trainers and all of that, so he doesn't have to pick new trainers and new doctors and get on new system and all that. So realistically, it's looking like Steven or that Dallas Wilson's going to stay, which would make you very happy, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. When he was on the field, we were joking. We were out watching the game one day, and I was like, "That's a man," celebrating. I'm like, dude, that guy's unreal, and I think if he can stay healthy, he'll be a great addition to the team as well.
So, do you feel like with Summerall being away, this is like my 5th time to ask this question to different people, and I'm curious to see your answer. Do you think it's a bad thing? Are you ready for him to lose on Saturday, or do you want to keep this thing going now? It would be a unbelievable upset if they were to beat Ole Miss, but are you ready for him to kind of take the L and get on back to Gainesville?
See, I got mixed feelings on this one as well. I actually was talking to Ty about this last night, and I was like, I kind of want him to win and be like, look what he's doing. This guy's coming to Florida, you know? Yeah. Imagine what he's going to do with the talent he can get at Florida if he's doing this over at Tulane. But also there's some rumblings, about just certain communications. But I think they're picking and choosing who they want to talk to. I think he has a good plan on what he's doing there. But, that's one I'm on the fence with. I'm not, hey, let's lose and come, but I think it could be more beneficial if he is at Florida and focus on that one job.
Yeah. Now, Jeffrey, do you think we're wasting valuable airtime talking about if Tulane upsets Ole Miss?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, you can look at this Ole Miss team, and you obviously, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to make a statement about it. I think that it's going to be closer, obviously, than the last game, and it's not going to be because Tulane's that much better. It's because I think, when you have a coach that leaves your school and somebody else is paying him $13 million. Everybody else wanted him in 2. Alabama wanted him at the first of the season when they lost to Florida State. Yeah. But, when you look at it, they're going to drop off without Lane Kiffin there. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I actually have Tulane covering the spread.
Oh, wow. What do you think, Ty?
I don't think they stand a chance. We've seen crazier things is the problem. You also have a coach there who's on his way out and has nothing to lose. He's trying to make a statement. Things can get crazy, but they're playing at Ole Miss also. I don't know. I think it's a blowout. They will drop off without Lane, I think. He is the one who built the program to where they are today. And I don't think they're going to go back to being irrelevant or bottom of the SEC, but there will be this is their first 11-win season in program history, I think. Yeah. So there's going to be a drop-off. I don't think they'll go back to 5-7 or 6-6, but there won't be 11 wins next year, I don't think, even without ever looking at their schedule. Losing Lane is massive.
No, trust me, we all wanted him.
Even for the women there, it's a shame.
Well, let me say this. When you add into this is another thing that's kind of hovering over the heads of the Ole Miss faithful. Trinidad Chambliss actually got the next year waiver, so he will be back in college football next year, so he did get that. The interesting thing is that when he was interviewed before he got it, it was stated by him, we will just see where everything lies once we get it. And so with that being said, Jeffrey, I'm going to ask you first. We're almost up against a break. Do you think Trinidad Chambliss stays at Ole Miss?
Well, let me tell you what I texted my daughter today. I texted her to the extra eligibility 6th year of Chambliss, and she goes, too bad he won't be here because she's at Ole Miss.
There you go. That's exactly right.
That's. I don't even have to think about it because my daughter did it for me.
There you go. Well, that's good. What do you think, Ty? You think he's gone?
I think he's an LSU Tiger next year.
Yeah. Jeffrey, you happy about that?
Yeah, I am actually happy about that.
Of course you
are. Van Buren has been average, and Nussmeier is gone. Thank God.
Yeah.
You all know that it is a 17.5-point spread for Ole Miss, right?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I think Ole Miss will cover 17.5.
Yeah,
I think it's a blowout.
I think it's going to be 20 plus.
21, I think. Is
I think
fair.
what was the first game? It was 30 points.
31.
Yeah.
35. Either way, we will be right back. We're going to go to our break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Michigan. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 70 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Round 1 of the college football playoff starts tonight with the Alabama Crimson Tide facing the Oklahoma Sooners.
There's an interception. Down the sideline. He may go. Touchdown, Eli Bowen.
Alabama comes in favored by 1.5 points against Oklahoma.
And kickoff coming up at 7.
Right here on your spot for the college football playoffs.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For tonight, clear and a low of 43 with wind 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the northeast. Sunshine tomorrow morning, a gentle breeze and quite warm near 60. Clear and 64 in the afternoon and evening. 70 and sunshine with a light breeze Sunday. Monday, sunshine and a temperature about the same at 68. Sunny Tuesday with a high around 69. This is your Friday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Take this Christmas to the next level and give the gift of profound tranquility with a virtual reality bodywork relaxing massage, new modality therapy, or a Reiki star cluster of healing stones from Panhandle Meditation Clinic. Schedule a solo or couples session, plus a Christmas getaway massage party with friends, now available at Panhandle Meditation Clinic. Use their mobile services or book your cosmic experience in the Youngstown studio at panhandlemeditation.com.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WPLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and one. Up for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it. To the rack. Dumps it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN.
Northwest Florida.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. Pound the like and crush the subscribe. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson is live on YouTube. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You hear the sound. It's 5 o'clock on a Friday, and we're right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson in the CBC Construction Studio, the expert in civil construction. We're pumped up and ready to go. We got a full house in the building. We've got Bone Crusher right here, crushing the ones and the twos. We got AJ, the resident Florida fan. And we got Ty here today to talk about Michigan. And Jeffrey, he's in Jacksonville, and he's on the phone lines. But before all of that, we're going to go straight to the phone line. We've got Mike in Ohio. Mike, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm fine. I got the sports sponsor on, and I'm thinking, do you have any updates on Michigan. What about Michigan?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Mike, because today we've got Ty Humbert in the building, and he is a Michigan fanatic. And so he's going to give us... Yes, we got him.
All right. What's the scoop on the coaching front, Ty?
All right, Ty.
I don't know. There's really no news right now. I mean, the last I've heard, as far as I see from the fan base, there's a lot of buzz around Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State. There's rumors of Kalen DeBoer. There's rumors of Jed Fish at Washington, which the Jed Fish stuff seems like it's kind of been shut down. The problem is right now everything is so secondhand. He said, she said. I'm hearing that Jed Fish didn't basically pass the turnkey, the investigation, the background check, if you will, for the head coaching.
I hope we don't get him.
Yeah. Personally, I don't want Jed Fish either. I mean, my list is Dillingham, DeBoer, Joe Brady from the NFL. Joe Brady has basically developed Joe Burrow and put Josh Allen.
I don't think, this is what I think. I don't think Joe Brady's going to lead the NFL for college football drugs.
I don't think you're wrong either.
I think, now, I get a funny feeling, because I've been hearing talk on this station that people want Caleb DeBoer. Come on, board. What's your feeling on that, Ty?
I mean, DeBoer is a Midwestern guy. Like, I think I want Dillingham more, and I think I want Dillingham because it's very similar to the Gator situation. Dillingham is young. He's full of fire. Like, he will say crazy stuff in press conferences. He has the hype around him. DeBoer's older. He's more demeanored. He's more calm. He's more what we're used to at Michigan. He's a longtime coach, obviously. He was good at Washington. He's now at Bama. I think a lot of the DeBoer talk centers around what happens with Bama tonight. I think the chances if Bama somehow loses in Norman, which I'm sure we'll get into,
yes,
I think our chances are better for DeBoer, but the Alabama fans have already basically ran him off. Like, a lot of them, for the most part, don't want him. Play calling, whatever it might be, but he's second to me, only because I think he's going to be another lackluster. There's not a lot of fire there. He's just Kalen DeBoer. Like, he's a good coach, but I want someone new blood. I want someone young that's fired up. I'm so used to all of this. Look at Harbaugh, wasn't really that crazy of a guy. Sharon, obviously.
Having that job. Harbaugh did us a favor when he left for the NFL.
Well, Mike, I'll tell you this, my friend. With your questions, you just about took our whole segment out just by all these questions, these great questions you came up with. So let me ask you, I'm kidding with you. Let me ask you this, Mike. Who do you think's going to win this game tonight, Alabama or Oklahoma?
I hope Oklahoma, because I don't think Alabama's going to beat Oklahoma, because I want DeBoer to take the Michigan job.
Oh, he wants DeBoer.
Oh, man.
Oh, you want DeBoer?
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, man.
Alabama.
I'm an Alabama fan through and through. And, man, I don't know. I hope you're wrong in a sense.
But you picked Oklahoma.
There's a part of me that wants it to be right. So, Mike, but thank you so much for the call, man. And look, you are a fantastic listener, and we appreciate all that you do, and we appreciate all your call-ins.
Hey, Paul.
Yes, sir.
I always listen to 104.3 ESPN Radio and Northwest Florida. So I got it on all the time. So,
oh, man, I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, Mike asked the best questions.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of your show. Can't wait to hear more of it.
Yes, sir. Well, we're going to dive some more into it. Thank you so much, Mike, for the call, my friend.
I like it.
Let me ask you this, Ty, though. When you say you want Dillingham, all right, the fire's there, the attitude on the sideline, you see it when he's out there. You see the passion. How does that play into with the fan base? Do you think the fan base, because obviously this is a storied position, this is a a storied university, and Michigan, with the problems that it has right now
and has had,
is it are you sure you want a younger guy, or would it be better for a seasoned guy like DeBoer that has the broader shoulders, that has the longevity of coaching, that might be able to calm the storm,
more mature
if he comes there?
I think, like I've told AJ multiple times, I think the biggest thing right now for the Michigan fan base, what we want is, a lot of us don't care if we go 6-6 or 7-5 next year, but someone has to restore the prestige. Someone has to restore the faith in the logo, in the Block M. Like, it used to mean something. It used to be a respectable school, and it was integrity and this whole Michigan man mantra that Harbaugh put out, but it's destroyed now. Like, we dealt with the sign stealing thing for however long, which so be it. Whatever came of that, fine. But I think that was in a totally different field than what we're being put on the national stage for now. This has embarrassed the reputation of the whole school. So I think what we want more than anything is someone to restore the integrity behind the school and the academics, the athletics, not only athletics, but also academics. I think Dillingham is, for as young as he is, I think he's a very well-composed and very mature from what I've seen. It's also weird as a Michigan fan because this guy kind of came out of left field to us. Like, no one talking about Kenny Dillingham, and then all of a sudden Sherrone Moore gets arrested, and now all the Michigan fans want him. I'm not against it. I want him, but I'll take either of those two. I think if we take Jed Fish, we settle, honestly. And I hear a lot of Michigan fans, there's a lot of buzz around Jesse Minter. We got to get ourselves away from anyone who was associated with Harbaugh. We cannot bring this back.
Yeah, that was
my other concern with Minter is, remember what Harbaugh did to Michigan for 5+ years with the whole going to the NFL, I'm not going to the NFL.
Yeah.
We will deal with that again with Minter because his next step is a head coaching job in the NFL. So if he did go backwards, then he's going to play that game every year. All the NFL teams want him. So I think DeBoer also is moving closer to an NFL job eventually. Dillingham is arguably the farthest of those three away from moving to the NFL also. So he's young. There's probably longer retention there. There's bigger problems, I think, in Ann Arbor. It goes a lot deeper, personally, for me, I think, than the head coach.
Yeah, well, one of our Facebook faithful, Christopher Multiconte, he said if Dillingham doesn't go, he's an absolute idiot. And I get it, because you could really, I agree with what you're saying. You're going to have the backing if you can come in there, settle this storm, settle this ship, be the one that comes in and handles it. It's not a win-loss record. It's more of a maturity thing where we come in and we make sure we get all of the pieces that were tarnished by the last administration. And I didn't say coaching staff, I said administration.
And
all of the people touched by that whole administration. I know there's an outside investigation going on, so that clearly has to be taken care of. But in the flip side of that, it really is about football, because that's what people tune into on Saturday. That's what they pay the money to go fill up that gigantic stadium that I've actually, hold on, let me let you know a little something about this. I've actually thrown a touchdown in that stadium before. I mean, it was to my little boy, and he scored. Okay. I mean, I was on the field.
You've set foot on the field before I have.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go. Well, I'm a Michigan. I feel great.
I'll take my shirt off for you.
But yeah, so... But with that program, it's a storied program, and seeing what is happening, it does hurt football. It hurts that area. It hurts the Big Ten. And so as a football fan, I want to see them get out of this, because, number one, I like seeing Ohio State lose. Number two, I'm hoping that, the big boys come to play, because I'm one of the ones. Now, Jeffrey's not. Jeffrey likes all this little ball stuff and talking about Troy and JMU and Tulane and all that. But I like talking about the blue blood programs, the big boys, they get in there. And when Michigan and Texas and Alabama and Georgia and Florida and all the LSU, all these guys are playing good, that's when
football's at its best.
Yeah.
That's when football's, it can't be missed. We had the opportunity. We went actually to the Michigan-Washington game this year, and that stadium's just unreal.
Yeah.
How you walk in and you just come down, massive is just insane. So Dillingham, I think he knows it. I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime job in college football. And, I know he came out with the comments, and he got emotional, and, I firmly believe, you're getting emotional like that about the Arizona State. I get where your roots are. You got family there, but it's pulling him right now. I truly think that.
Jeffrey, let me ask you this. Do you think that if Michigan really goes after him, because obviously everybody's saying, and whether we agree or not, as far as DeBoer being the number one choice, after tonight we'll know if he's the number one choice or not. Do you think that there's a good chance that if they offer Dillingham the job, that he will leave his alma mater and take over that Michigan program?
No, he won't leave Arizona State.
You don't think so?
No.
Wow. Why?
Well, when you heard him talk about like his in-laws living on the same street as him, and just where his roots were, and that it would just totally disrupt all of his family, you kind of knew. You were kind of like, okay, this guy's stuck there. He not only wants to be there, but all of his family's there. His wife's going to give him a hassle about leaving and everything.
She's going to hassle him no matter where he is.
Let me say this, though. When you look at it, I mean, number one, money can move people. Yep. So that's number one. Number two, he's losing his quarterback. There's a reason why Sam Leavitt doesn't want to be at Arizona State anymore. And he's one of the top 5, I would say, quarterbacks that's going into the portal. And so with that being said, I mean, if somebody like that comes along, I mean, that's where you pull your wife to the side and say, listen, the Bible says that, what I say goes eventually, but, let's work this out and figure out how I can get us to this bigger job. Jeffrey, you don't believe that?
For certain people, yes, I do believe that money will bring people to different places, especially when it's easier to recruit. But the thing is, he's got a cush job over there where he's not a pressure cooker.
Yeah, it's a good point about the pressure cooker. I mean, with the reputation, it's almost we talked about this with Lane Kiffin. Like, he could have stayed at Ole Miss and cemented himself in a legacy, basically. Like, he took them their first 11-win season. The expectations were very low. First time in the playoffs, whatever it might be. You go to LSU, they want 10 wins next year.
Yeah.
But he still did it.
Right.
Because of money. And I think the biggest thing for me with Dillingham is he was pressured in the press conference after the original one. The one Jeffrey's talking about is the one when he said, my mom, my sister, same street. He can buy a whole street in Ann Arbor and put his family there, too. But the next press conference, when the reporter specifically asked him, will you calm the nerves of Arizona State fans, basically, and to say you're not leaving? He wouldn't say it. He just basically said, I love Arizona State. I always will. That's not going to change. That piece is never going to change. And all he was saying was, like, I need to worry about my staff and this and that. I mean, if also, where's his extension that they've been talking about?
Yeah.
Why is that not signed? We'll know, I think, a lot about DeBoer tonight.
Yes.
And we'll know a lot about Dillingham tomorrow.
Yeah.
When both those bowl games end, you'll know. My big thing is, if he leaves Arizona State, he'll bring Leavitt with him. Leavitt will go to Michigan, I think, personally.
Yeah. Jeffrey, do you see that being an issue where he could flip the script, say, yeah, you know what, me and Leavitt's going, we're going to go ahead and go write this thing, and because it's already been spoken about that Underwood's probably going to get in the portal and go somewhere, and I'm sure it's going to depict on where, if whoever goes to LSU or whoever goes to Florida. I think those two big spots are looking, quite, whatever, and maybe even throw in Ole Miss, depending on what Austin Simmons and Trinidad Chambliss does.
Right.
So, Jeffrey, with that being said, and then the second part of the question, do you think Dillingham really believes in his heart of hearts that he can win a national title there?
At Arizona State?
Yes.
I'm going to say, I think you have to understand how these coaches are inspired. They feel like they can do anything, anywhere, until there's a few years underneath their belt, and they realize, no, I can't get it done here because of those limitations.
Yeah, and you don't think he's hit that point? Because I do.
No, I don't think he's hit that point.
I think if they don't come as close as they did last year to beating Texas, he'd be in a different zip code. But they were really close last year to being right there in the playoffs, and they tasted it. They had a good quarterback. Yeah, Cam Scadaboo also. Yeah. Keep in mind, he developed Leavitt and Scadaboo, both absolute dogs. Scadaboo is a freak of nature.
Yeah.
But I think, like, my biggest thing with, like, to your point about realizing where you are and realizing how far you can go where you are. Not many coaches go from the level of Arizona State to the NFL. Like, if he wants to be a big time in the spotlight, NFL assistant, offensive coordinator, head coach one day, you are out of your mind to not go to Michigan and take the head coaching job. If what I'm reading and seeing is true, that they're offering him basically a blank check, have you lost your mind? Like, I understand alma mater, my family, this and that, but if a top 5 football program probably in the country, right now it's the top job, period, right now of the openings, is offering you a blank check to come, and within 5 years you can probably be an NFL coach if you do decent there. If you just make the playoffs for 3 out of the next 5 years probably and take it somewhat into the playoffs, not even win a national championship, he's probably writing himself an NFL job. He can take Arizona State for the next 5 years into the playoffs. He's not going to sniff a head coaching job because he's coaching Arizona State. I don't think. I think those handcuffs will hold him back.
All of these jobs that are open right now or have been open, none of those jobs really went full force to get him but this job, and this job being the cream of the crop. So that's really why I'm saying he would be ignorant in his endeavors to do this for family, when family, realistically, if it doesn't work out for the 5-year contract that we do with Michigan, and say he is a bust and it doesn't work, and it turns into whoever, he turns into Lloyd Carr and losing to people that he shouldn't lose to, he still can go back and get a job at, say, an Arizona State, an Arizona, somewhere that he
Texas
knows that
Tech,
he can win.
BYU.
Yeah,
he can go to a big school.
I think Sam Leavitt helps the case here.
Yeah.
I think
that he's already leaving.
I think that's helped expedite that process of thinking, I get it, the competitive nature. You're like, I can do it here. I got this.
And it's my school.
This, right? Sam Leavitt just pulled out from under him, right?
Yeah.
And, the reason being is for these opportunities. He wants to go get in a situation that's going to set him up better for the NFL, and that could do the same.
And the coaches got to think the same. Like, we know nowadays that money is the root of all these moves, whether it's players or coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me that Michigan, who just paid the most money for a freshman quarterback that underperformed this year, is the highest paid quarterback in college, won't write a blank check to a coach that they think can right the ship? Like, I think he's crazy to not at least take the chance. Like, he could arguably be one of the highest paid coaches in college football, probably. The state of Michigan football right now, with the reputation that we're in, they will pay whatever they need to pay to get someone that they think will at least right the reputation. I personally think there's, like I said earlier, there's problems higher than the head coach. Ward Manuel, our AD, has watched over countless scandals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We had a basketball coach that got an assault charge. We had a hockey coach that was Pearson. Then we watched Harbaugh with the sign stealing. Like, I had a picture I sent to Age the other day. It was like 11 or 12 different players arrested on gun charges. Like, he's been over, I think, between 10 and 15, like, pretty big scandals. The last 2 involving the football program, it's all anyone's talked about for 3 years.
Yes.
And no one's looking at him. But now that the third-party investigation has been brought into Michigan, me personally, I want Manuel gone first. Then we settle the coaching battle. But it's a tough thing because you fire your AD. Now Kenny Dillingham's like, what am I getting into now? The ship's rocking. Like, I'm coming. So it's a catch-22.
Yeah, it is. Jeffrey, let me ask you this before we go to the break. With your starting quarterback, who you went to the playoffs with, leaves or says, hey, I'm getting in the portal to go somewhere where I can win, that wouldn't change your mind of whether or not you could win there, even though he thinks he's got this ego that he thinks he can win?
Well, here's a bigger question. When Jaden Daniels left that same very school, went to the SEC, went to the SEC championship his first year, and won the Heisman his second year, I think that hurts the whole reputation of Arizona State more than anything.
Well, yeah, good point.
That's a great point.
Very good point.
Great point.
All right, well, we're going to go to our next break. Now, when we come back, we are going to be giving away the Christmas prize pack for today. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back here on the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Round one of the college football playoffs starts tonight with the Alabama Crimson Tide facing the Oklahoma Sooners.
There's an interception. Down the sideline, he may go. Touchdown, Eli Cohen.
Alabama comes in favored by 1.5 points against Oklahoma.
And kickoff coming up at 7.
Right here on your spot for the college football playoffs.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For tonight, clear and a low of 43 with wind 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the northeast. Sunshine tomorrow morning, a gentle breeze and quite warm near 60. Clear and 64 in the afternoon and evening. 70 and sunshine with a light breeze Sunday. Monday, sunshine and a temperature about the same at 68. Sunny Tuesday with a high around 69. This is your Friday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
For exciting college football, the best boiled seafood, and the most game day fun, it's Lone Star Boil House. Watch the games on their huge Jumbotron. Challenge your friends to beer pong, cornhole, and oversized Connect 4 in their new adult lounge. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for incredible wings, the best boiled seafood, and a new breakfast menu. Saturday and Sunday starting at 9. Crush the follow on Facebook to catch huge game day specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
ESPN Northwest Florida with a quick programming update.
Round one of the college football playoffs start today. It's Alabama versus Oklahoma, then a triple header Saturday. First, Miami versus Texas A&M, followed by Ole Miss versus Tulane, and Saturday night, it's Oregon versus James Madison. Your home for college football playoffs and bowl games. It's 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios.
This is Coach Stephen Pearl. Your home for Auburn basketball on the Panhandle is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the most opinionated sports talk show on the Panhandle. This is the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are live, local, and actually worldwide in the CBC Construction Studio, the expert in civil construction. We're so thankful for this Christmas season. And, with that being said, we do have some things we'd like to give away. Before we do, don't call yet. Do not call yet. It is not time yet. I'm going to release it in just a moment, but I want to tell you what you have the opportunity to win. That's what I want to tell you. The $25 Lone Star Boil House gift card, the Anytime Fitness 30-day free membership, Jersey Mike's lunch, dinner, whatever for 4 people. That's about $70 to $80 right there.
I'm calling.
That boot store $25 gift certificate, 12-pack of Buffalo Rock of your choice. So if you like Grey Poco, no problem. You like Mountain Dew, no problem. Whatever you like.
Don't touch Paul's Grey Poco.
No, that's actually off limits.
Yeah.
Grey Poco is just
heard of that.
Yeah, well, just stay away from it, son.
Don't get it worry about
It's
me.
not blue. It's purple, so you're good. A $10 Golf Plus gift card. And then the Recommended Collision Center $100 voucher. Now, what's significant about that is that's $100 towards any of their services. So you say you got some scratches on your vehicle and you want to get them buffed out, they can do that. So that's either all of that. So you can go get a diagnostic, you can get your whatever checked right there, Recommended Collision Center. Okay, without further ado, we're going to open the lines and we're going to take caller number 10, 850-215-6290 is ready to go for our Christmas prize pack. The phone is already ringing. Guys, Michigan, no matter what they do, whether it's DeBoer, whether it's Dillingham, whether it's Bart Simpson, they got to do something, because if the AD eventually is found to be guilty, or anybody else that's connected to, because I believe, I agree with you. And with all of that being said, I think it's deeper than him. I think it's more people that probably have turned the other cheek to look at things in a different way, because they love Michigan, they love winning, they loved what was going on. And with that being said,
but when the winning stops,
when it stops, now it's like, oh, everybody, the light's turning on, and you're trying to see who is in the room. So that's the biggest thing. Who's in the room when the light comes on? And that's going to be really the thing. But let me say this. To me, I agree with you, but the one thing I want to say is these guys are top notch, these coaches. Arizona State, Dillingham knows how to coach football, but he's having to change his way and being a CEO of an organization. He knows how to do it. Kalen DeBoer, he's a CEO of an organization. So these guys will be fine. Yes, it will be a little bit of trouble, but I don't think it's going to be that much trouble once they go ahead and get the culprit, basically get it out, and then start over. Because the other flip side of the whole thing is that if I know that, yes, they're getting all of that out, now I can come in and build my culture and do it exactly how I want to do it. And so we're going to table that for just a second, because we've got a winner. We're going to go to the Red 7T's phone line, and we've got a winner who is on the line to win this Christmas prize pack today.
Steven, Panama City. Go Georgia Tech.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Steven, Georgia Tech.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. And we got a Florida fan in here. He's excited about the offensive coordinator that they stole from you, Steven.
And the quarterback.
And so, yeah, go ahead.
It happens like that.
Yeah. So, Steven, we're so glad that you won, and so glad that you was able to be caller 10. And, man, I'll tell you what. We're going to do it the old school way, because when I was a kid, we used to call into the radio show when we'd win stuff, and they would always say this. So I'm going to stay at Steven. Who is the station, Steven, in Panama City Beach, Florida, that gives away the best Christmas prize packs on the Panhandle?
ESPN 104.3 Northwest Florida.
That's right, Steven. Well, stay on the line. Bone Crusher's going to get some information from you so he can write it down and get you in here to get all of your prizes, and you got a good bit of them. So congratulations, Steven, and thanks for listening, my friend.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Congrats.
Yes,
we picked you because you gave us a coordinator. So
that's right. But, yeah, I mean, to get back into this whole deal with Michigan, if they can do that, and then – I don't even think he has to beat Ohio State the first year. I just think
we'll give him that.
You know what I'm saying? I think everybody will be patient,
especially since we already lost this year. We give next year for a new coach.
Yeah, and if you were to bring,
there's no streak that's breaking. We would give this guy needs to have a clean slate. This guy, for us, I think as Michigan fans, can go 4-8 next year if we see improvement. If we see the culture is built again, the team.
Yes,
we're back to the old Michigan where we're about the team, not ourselves. I said this early in the season to AJ. I think Sharon was gifted the keys to a Lamborghini when he couldn't afford an Escort, because he was part of the part of the team that won the national championship. He was offensive line coach. For whatever reasons, he was given a job I think he didn't deserve, and I think the spotlights were too bright. And then now it's becoming evident that the lights were too bright for someone who had never been a head coach, someone who had never been put in the position to be a head coach at Michigan. You're on a 4-game winning streak over your biggest rival. You just won an undefeated national championship. You beat Ohio State as an interim head coach when Harbaugh was suspended. You beat Penn State when Harbaugh.
Right.
So they give him the job, and I don't think he was personally ready for it. And I think now it's shown itself that there's a lot of pressure that comes when you're the head coach, whether that comes from women who are staff members or money or bribes or whatever. Like, he wasn't ready for that. So for someone to come in to right the ship, we'll take 6-6 with a loss to Ohio State for a year. But we need to see progress. That's something we didn't see this year. We paid $13 million for the best number one overall recruit in the country.
Yep.
And we saw no progress out of Bryce Underwood. And that is the coaching staff's fault. The ability is there in Underwood. You see it all year long. You could see glimmers and flashes of what an athlete he is. but he was handcuffed by play calling. I'd almost argue that he regressed slightly, probably not as much as DJ, but I didn't see progress from Underwood like you would expect, not for $13 million. For that kind of money, DJ was better his first year as the number one quarterback, all the same stuff Underwood was hyped up to. So, and I think, like you said earlier, it goes deeper even than Ward Manuel. I think the Board of Regents, who are really the Illuminati, if you will, making the decisions, it's the same. Every university has the people with the money that's basically making the calls. I've seen a lot of things online, and text messages are starting to leak now because now you have a ship with a big hole in the side of it. And now everybody's fighting to be the last one on the ship before it goes down. So, like I said earlier, it's a lot of he said, she said, but I've seen messages about regents who were purposely already trying to sabotage Harbaugh. Now sabotage Sharon, and then you get into the whole Sharon thing. What changed all of a sudden on a Monday that made her come out and say, hey, this has been going on for 3 years. He's stalking me, blah, blah, blah. But for 3 years, it was fine. We lost to Ohio State, and did a regent come and say, hey, here's a $200,000 check. I need you to bring this to light. We need him out of here. Who knows what happened? I think it's a very deep-rooted problem.
And see, a lot of people don't think that life works that way, but it does. And that's the deal. You beat Ohio State. You're in the playoff. You doing all of this. You win the Big Ten. You basically swap spots with Ohio State and play Indiana and play them to a 13-10 game. None of this stuff happens.
I don't think so either. This never sees the light of day.
Yes, it stays right where we are.
And it's sad to say that things like this, it's not so bad because we're not talking about sexual assault or anything like that. Like, this was consensual or that. But it's horrible to think that that's true, but it is true. If Michigan beats Ohio State and goes to the playoffs, maybe not even win the Big Ten, but they make it in the playoffs and all that, I bet this never sees the light of day, and I bet Sharon coaches next year again.
Well, that was the first thing I said to Ty. I was like, what changed? Because they said the reports were they investigated this
in the summer,
and there was nothing to go further.
Both parties said no, absolutely
not. Then that game happens, you lose, and then all of a sudden, a week later, this thing came to light, and everything's possible.
It sure does matter. Everything matters about winning and losing in this college game. So we're going to go to the Red 17's phone line. We got Gator Jamie on the phone talking about Michigan. Gator Jamie, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, what's up, boys? How are y'all tonight?
We're doing fantastic, buddy.
Hey, I was just wanted to chime in real quick, and everybody, you guys were talking about it. Billingham would be crazy to not take the opportunity, but I'm kind of on the other foot. I think it would be crazy to leave. He's making $7.5 million a year, and at some point, when you're making that much money, how much more can money influence your decision?
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
And he's coaching his alma mater. He's got them in a position where they're probably as good as they can do right now. Being in the playoff last year, being in the hunt for the Big 12 title again this year. He could stay there for 10 more years, and that's $75 million.
That's a fair point.
He could go to Michigan and coach for 3 years and play him out and make $40 million. But then he's got to rebuild his reputation.
Yeah. I guess my question then is, what kind of person is Kenny Dillingham? Is he complacent? Is he okay not winning natties? Is he okay with $7.5 million, or does he want to go to the NFL? Does he want to win a national championship? That's really, I guess, the question then.
His goal.
How is he as a person? Because I got a lot of buddies who don't care where they're at in life, and they're fine with that, and they don't want to go bigger. Then you have other people where maybe it's never good enough, until he wins a Super Bowl. I don't know how Kenny Dillingham is as a person, so I guess it's a good point.
What drives you, I guess.
But is I know Michigan's at the top of the thing, too, but I think to kind of, take his side there, too, this mess.
Yeah, also
that's the culture, everything going on, the investigation.
Yeah, it's like the Titanic is sinking, and everyone's like, hey, here's $10 million, come get on.
Don't they have scholarships that are voided for the next year?
I mean, we've lost a lot of money from that whole thing. Yeah, I mean, it's like the Titanic is sinking, and you're just trying to give someone money to get on the ship when it's going down.
And I think he can look right at Kalen DeBoer as a cautionary tale too. I mean, he could have stayed at Washington forever
and been a legend.
He put himself into the pressure cooker at Tuscaloosa.
I think we might see the same with Lane Kiffin. He could have stayed at Ole Miss and been a legend. Now he's put himself in LSU, where they're going to expect 10 out of him this year, right away.
And now look at the the narrative around DeBoer right now versus what it was 2 years ago.
Yep.
Now he's at Alabama and he's a failure. Now everybody's pushing him, and
I don't think there's any world where you can follow Nick Saban and win. Like you can't win going behind that guy. No coach would have ever thrived coming after Saban. Personally, I don't think that's a lose-lose for any coach.
Like Ray Perkins coming in after Bear Bryant.
Yes, exactly.
Same deal. Yep, you're exactly right.
In Dillingham's favor, he's coming in after someone who was just fired. The program has been in shambles. All he's got to do is right the ship. For a lot of Michigan fans, we just want the reputation back. The winning will come.
One more thing, and I'll let you guys go.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't leave Arizona to go to Michigan and coach in the wintertime for all the money.
That's also another good point.
That's a very good point.
All the money. I went to school in Western Michigan at Western Michigan University for one semester, and it took me that long to realize I needed to get myself back to Florida.
I saw Arizona State fans actually posting on Twitter. It's the same thing. It was 20 degrees and snowing in Ann Arbor, and they put the side by side with the temperature and the weather in Arizona State for Scottsdale for the same day, basically. And it was like, I wouldn't leave this for $3 billion.
That's right. All right, guys.
Hey, Jamie, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the call. All right, Jeffrey, are you back on the phone lines with us?
I sure am.
So do you think that has anything to do with it, too? Do you think the weather might have something to do with it? Because it's cold up there.
Well, I heard Gainesville has similar but wetter temperatures and humidity and everything, right?
Right. Yeah, right.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking about that.
I know. Well, you guys know who doesn't have humidity in the vehicles? AutoNation Ford in Panama City. If you're in the market for a brand new vehicle, you need to go see those guys. They've got all kinds of deals going on right now. 730 West 15th Street, right there past the railroad tracks. You don't want to wait until the beginning of the year. They've got all of the closeout deals going on right now. They're open, they're ready to do business, and all of them are ready to go, ready to be sold. You know what else? Recommended Collision Center right here before the holidays can get your vehicle looking good right before you go to your family. So that at least if you didn't buy a bunch of presents for your family, at least your car looks good when you show up. So go see Brandon and those guys. Mention the show, and they'll take care of you over there as well, because that's really what you need to do. And that's the biggest thing about it. You want to look good, and your ride looking good is a big part of it. So either way, do that. Panama City Little League Spring 26 season is officially open. This year's opening includes baseball and softball programs for the boys and girls ages 4 to 12, along with co-ed t-ball division for the youngest players in the family. Now, registration window is right now until January the 10th. The season starts March the 7th, so it won't be too cold. It'll be ready to go on. It runs all the way to May 16th. So to register, go to ESPN Northwest Florida's website, click on the link right there, or if you want to, you can go to registration.bluesombrero.com/85161. Make sure you do that, because if you want to be a coach, if you want to be a volunteer, to go out there and be a part of that with those kids, they need mentors in their life as well. Be a good coach, be a good volunteer for Panama City Little League. When we come back, we're going to talk about the games this weekend. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights. But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's a baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job. It's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control. Our family protecting your family.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
ESPN Northwest Florida with a quick programming update.
Round 1 of the college football playoffs start today. It's Alabama versus Oklahoma. Then a triple header Saturday. First, Miami versus Texas A&M, followed by Ole Miss versus Tulane, and Saturday night, it's Oregon versus James Madison. Your home for college football playoffs and bowl games. It's 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, where the listeners call the plays.
What do you like about this guy? He's all flash. He's no substance. And if there's a better opportunity, he's going to jump for it.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz right here with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget tonight, the big one, 6:30, Alabama, Oklahoma. Right after the show, don't forget, you need to be cheering for the Crimson Tide, hopefully, on that one. If you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. Want to make a quick local announcement tonight. Mosley and Arnold will be playing basketball. That's right, you heard it, basketball. I think I'm going to be there, and we are going to see the talent of the Arnold Marlins versus the Mosley Dolphins right over there in Mosley, and it should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. So join us over there. Cheer for Arnold or Mosley, whichever team you like, but we're going to be in the building tonight after that, but we're also going to be recording that game. So speaking of that game, we got Jeffrey on the phone line. We got AJ here. We got Ty here. Jeffrey, I'm going to go to you first. We've talked about this game, and you've picked Alabama, and yesterday you were not on the show, and I don't know if you went back and listened or anything like that, but I actually picked Oklahoma to win this game yesterday, and let me tell you why, and then you tell me how crazy I am or how you understand what I'm saying. I don't have confidence in the game planning of Ryan Grubb. That has been my problem this whole last 4 games that we've had where the offense has been inept. And so with that being said, I think Oklahoma with their defense, I think they present a big problem to Alabama. If we don't change the way we do offense that we have done in the last 4 games, I think it's going to be a really tough deal because Norman is going to be rocking, and from what I've heard, there's not a lot of Alabama fans being able to even be in the building. So we're going to definitely be a raucous crowd out there. We had that last year when we played them, and you saw the results of that game. So, Jeffrey, does that surprise you that I went with Oklahoma tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look, let me also tell you something that just happened. Jordan Is it Davis? The wide receiver from Arizona State just declared for the draft, just to let you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
So there you go.
He's going to be a top 10 pick in the first round.
Let them all leave.
They're all going to
Jags.
leave.
Wow.
So it does surprise you, but, as much as you know my vitriol, I'm trying to be proper here, vitriol against Brent Venables, and it's hard for me to say. It's just he's had the number of DeBoer and just how their game plans are.
You called him dirty, old. I heard that.
I did. So
you're the one, Paul. You're the one that always says, how hard is it to beat a team twice in the same season? And here we are, and you're going back on what you believe in.
I do. Let me tell you why. So guess what? You're going to hear it first right here, folks. I was wrong. Do you know that when you are favored against a team twice in the same year, you're 64% more chance to win both games? So really, it's not a truth. That is not a real deal. So no, it is not hard to beat the second team or the same team for the second time. You actually have a 64% chance if you are favored in both games.
Did you say that by chance when Bama lost to Georgia the next time? Is that when this comment was made? I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yes. So what about that, Jeffrey?
Well, Bama's 10-2 against Georgia in the last 12 tries.
That's also true.
That's very good.
Yeah. Shout out Steven.
That's right. AJ, give me what you think, man.
Yeah, I'm actually taking Bama here. Good. I personally, I don't see them going for -3 rushing yards in a quarter again. I think if they get the run game going, which is going to be difficult to do, but I got a feeling they're going to have a good game plan going. I think Ty Simpson has a big night.
And Jam Miller does come back. That's going to help because the other guys do not seemingly hit the holes as hard as he does. And so Jam, obviously, he was really awesome at the beginning of the year. He had the concussion against Missouri. Kind of changed the way he played a little bit. I don't know if that concussion played into it. I would assume so. But either way, I think Jam is going to be able to get more touches. If we can establish the run and not be so one-dimensional, that's the biggest part. Because you know as well as I do, on a good defensive team, and they are, you can't be one-dimensional. Ty,
especially on the road.
Yeah, obviously this game's on the road. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rambunctious. What do you think?
It's tough for me because I pick Oklahoma to win. I think it's a close game. A lot of people don't think it will be close. A lot of people think it's a blowout in Bama's favor. I think that's probably the maybe I'm wrong, but I think the general consensus would probably say that Bama wins. Maybe not general consensus that they blow them out. What I can say from personal experience is I watched Michigan go into Oklahoma and play in Norman, and it was a very beatable Oklahoma team.
Yeah.
And we choked the game. Like, that was a very beatable team for Michigan. Even week 2 of the season, we could have beat them. Like, if we weren't handcuffed by play calling or whatever happened, maybe Sharon was in the locker room texting whoever at halftime.
Good point.
But they were a very beatable Oklahoma team. So for me personally, what I've seen with a lackluster, if you will, Michigan team who had a very easy schedule this year, seeing that we could have beat them, I'll pick Oklahoma only because it's at home and I think the defense will have it dialed up, but they're beatable. Yeah. They are beatable. It depends what Alabama you get. This Alabama team lost to Florida State and then also blew out Georgia the first time. Yeah. So it's how does Ty Simpson play? Do they get the run game going? If they don't run, I think it's a problem. That's the biggest thing. If they can't establish a run and establish it early, I think they might be in trouble.
Our Florida Gator fan, our big guy, Stephen Harris, he picked Alabama, and he just gave me a boo for not picking Alabama. So, Stephen, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I want them to win. Right. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I'm 100% wrong. The other thing about Jam Miller is the fact that he blocks better, too. He's a better blocking back, which Chris Multicante just brought that to my attention, and that is very true. Jeffrey, what do you think is going to be the key for Bama to win? Because I know you picked them. What do you think?
Bama can't turn over the ball twice. That's basically it. Bama out-yardaged Oklahoma when they played in the regular season. Bama had won 8 games in a row going into that game, so it's almost like they forgot that they even could lose, and then they got reminded.
Yeah, and that's too. The other thing, guys, that we haven't really talked about, and you almost alluded to it, is that when you play Oklahoma, specifically this year's Oklahoma team, they have a guy by the name of Mateer. And he can be, at times, a little reckless with the ball, trying to make the big play instead of taking what the defense gives you. So that could be something for Alabama's benefit, because that back end of Alabama's defense is tough.
And Mateer can kill you on the ground. Don't let him get going. He killed Michigan. He killed us.
And that's the thing. Make him get rid of the ball. Make him make bad decisions.
He cannot get comfortable back there. I'll compare him in this situation to what I said about Julian Sayin all year long for Ohio State. If he sees pressure, he can't perform. Ohio State never played a defense all year. I arguably think they still haven't played anyone that they've beat. They played Indiana and they lost. The Michigan team crapped down their leg. We got one quarterback pressure the whole game. We didn't sack him. The first team they played who got to Julian Sayin, they were in a blender and he couldn't perform. And I think Mateer is very much alike with Sayin. Don't let him sit back there. Don't let him get comfortable, because I think if you do, you're in for a night, because he'll kill you on the ground too.
And the thing is like with Alabama on that back end, we can afford to go one-on-one with their receivers. Like, we know that because they're that good. So that lends to having your safety kind of step down in the box to watch that, as well as making sure that we spy Mateer with one of the backers. I don't think Deontay Lawson needs to be one of the backers that spies him. Get the other guy, Pierre, to spy him, because that would make it a whole lot better. Now let's move on to the other game. Obviously, I'm not going to even waste our time on the two games that don't matter. Jeffrey, I'm going to you first. The Miami-Texas A&M game. Refresh my memory on who you picked and why.
I picked Miami because I feel like there's got to be an upset in the first round. There was no upsets in the first round last year. All the home teams won, and I just feel like it's got to happen within the first 2 years. And that's why I picked Miami. I think Texas A&M is a better team, and you would normally pick them, but I think Miami's going to pull it off. I think that saying that Miami hasn't been tested is kind of wrong, because you look at Texas A&M, all they've played is bottom half SEC teams.
Yeah. Well, and I think, too, Christopher Multiconte, he won one of the prize packs, and one of his gift cards is to Ferrucci's, and you like Ferrucci's, so you're picking Miami because you want to go on a date with Christopher Multiconte to Ferrucci's. I know what you're doing. What do you think? What do you think, AJ?
Look, I think Miami's, both these teams, the trenches are just unreal on both sides. The offensive line, we all know that's what it comes down to. I'm taking Texas A&M in this game. I think once you get Carson Beck a little rattled, he's going to turn the football over. He becomes a different quarterback, and I think Texas A&M is going to be able to get in the backfield, make them uncomfortable, get off the spot. I got A&M in this one.
If Bain can get and be unblockable, which I know that they're going to chip him with the running back, they're going to help him out over there. They're going to bring that tight end over. They're going to put him into that side of the field everywhere he goes. But if Bain gets back there and makes Marcel Reed kind of react, that's going to be the key for Miami. What do you think, Ty?
I don't know what to pick. I hate the SEC so bad that I want to pick Miami. But the thing is, I've said the same thing about Carson Beck since he was at Georgia. The game will hinge on Carson Beck.
Yeah, you're right.
Carson Beck throws 5 touchdowns or Carson Beck throws 5 interceptions. He has no in between. Everyone has watched him for years be the same guy. He's one or the other. He either loses the game or he puts the team on his back and wins the game. So if Carson Beck plays like he should and he has any kind of pocket or safety back there, I think Miami wins. But I think if they get in his head and this guy starts turning the ball over, after the first pick, he'll crumble. He'll crumble, and Texas A&M will destroy them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be whoever has the least amount of turnovers, because I think both of them has a propensity to be able to have one of each, for sure. I think there's going to be multiple turnovers, whether it's going to be 2 by them or 1 of each, and then whoever can establish some kind of something of run game to get it kind of going. So, man, we are done. We will be back on Monday and Tuesday of next week, so don't forget about that. Thanks, guys, for being here. Ty, AJ, Jeffrey, be careful. Go see some more art and walk through a library or something. We appreciate everybody here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for listening. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Games.
ESPN Northwest Florida with a quick programming update.
Round 1 of the college football playoffs start today. It's Alabama versus Oklahoma. Then a triple header Saturday. First, Miami versus Texas A&M, followed by Ole Miss versus Tulane, and Saturday night, it's Oregon versus James Madison. Your home for college football playoffs and bowl games. It's 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For tonight, clear and a low of 43 with wind 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the northeast. Sunshine tomorrow morning, a gentle breeze and quite warm near